Hello, welcome to my channel, The Forbidden Fruit. I have been using Mac Minis for years, but the new M series Mac Mini is really a great leap forward. In terms of performance, it gives great value for the price. But unlike the old ones, new M series Mac Mini has its limitations. It doesn't have enough ports or SD card reader. Even if it is a desktop, you can't do any upgrades. All the upgrades should be done at the time of purchasing. Drive is soldered to the motherboard. Memory is built into the CPU. Then, as usual, Apple being Apple, it has an obscene pricing structure. If you want to upgrade your memory or storage, you have to pay your arms and legs. When you look at the market prices for memory and storage, you cannot believe the prices Apple is asking. I bought the bare minimum base model Mac Mini, 8GB RAM and 256GB SSD drive. If I wanted to upgrade to 16GB RAM, I have to pay $250 Canadian extra. If it is upgradable, I can buy the memory for less than $30 and upgrade myself. I did that on my 2012 Mac Mini and made a YouTube video of that. But this is a whole system on a chip that has built-in RAM memory. There is no way to upgrade. It has to be done at the manufacturing. Then if you want to upgrade your drive to 512GB, you have to fork out another $250. I don't want to spend that much money unnecessarily. Extra $500 for an $800 computer just to get another 8GB RAM and 256GB storage. For the work I do, like making YouTube videos and recording audio, my 8GB is more than enough. If you are an average user, this should be enough. If you are a real power user, by all means go with 16GB if you can justify. But as an average user, you don't need to waste that $500. You can use it wisely and upgrade your system to your heart's content. I will show you what I did. First, I bought a dock for Mac Mini. MiniSopuru model has a bay for NVMe drive. Gives me an extra USB-C port. And this dock makes my Mac Mini sit straight up. That dock costs around 55 US or 85 Canadian dollars. I made a review video of that. You can check that too. Satechi makes a dock with an enclosure for M2 SATA drive and has a USB-A data ports and SD card reader. It costs around $100 US. You can get that if you want your dock to sit nicely underneath the Mac Mini. I needed a lot of USB ports. Mac Mini has only two USB 3.0 ports. So I went for an Orico 7-port USB 3.0 hub with USB-A connector. I could have bought USB-C version, but it's going to use one of the two USB-C ports. I didn't want to lose that. I plugged that to one of the USB-A port in the Mac Mini. It costs around 20 US or $25 Canadian. Then I bought a 512GB NVMe drive for less than $50 US. I installed that in my MiniSopuru Dock. You can check the installation in my MiniSopuru review video. Then I bought a Seagate 4TB external drive. It costs around 125 US. This is for backup. I connected that to my next USB port on the Mac Mini. For about 250 US or 300 Canadian, I have a great setup. Instead of paying $500 for my upgrade, I got all these for around $300. 512GB storage, one 4TB backup drive, 6 USB 3.0 ports, one more USB-C port, and SD card reader. At Apple, you spend $500 for an $800 computer to get just 8GB RAM and 256GB storage. That is highway robbery for me. And one more thing, I use this trick, or hack if you will, to keep my built-in drive from filling up fast. Nowadays, 256GB drive fills up very fast with photos, videos, audio, and all the media files. So I installed only the operating system and the applications inside the built-in 256 gigabyte SSD. All my media files, documents and downloads are set up to be saved in the external NVMe drive. This way it's going to be a lot of time before that drive becomes full. I make my Seagate hard drive as backup. If my NVMe drive fills up very fast, I can back up the files in the external drive and delete them in the NVMe drive. I have plenty of storage space with this setup, but the power users will always come up with arguments and say, oh, internal data transfer rate is faster than external rates. Yes, internal memory bandwidth is around 100 gigabyte, and maximum you can get through an external drive is 10 gigabyte with USB-C. We are talking about data transferring from an SSD drive through a USB-C port. Nowadays, both of them are really fast, like gigabytes per second. So for an average user, this is not a big deal. The difference is going to be in seconds, not hours or minutes. It is their money, let them spend it the way they want. If they can justify it for their work, why not? One more good thing about this setup is, even if you want to upgrade later to another latest Mac Mini or Mac Studio, you can keep and use this setup. If you bought the internal upgrades, you lose them when you upgrade. This setup is very convenient and productive for me. I think I am more than an average user. This setup works fine for me. I have more storage, backup system, and more USB 3.0 ports, one extra USB-C port, and SD card reader. I believe all these should have been included in the base model for the price Apple is gouging. If you want to upgrade your Mac Mini like I did, I have the affiliate links for those upgrades below. If you buy through these links, I get a small commission at no cost to you. That will support my channel and I can make more videos about Mac. Happy computing. Thanks for watching.